Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am Dr. Claudia Albers, Planet X research and professional physicist.
Why, hello there, Dr. Claudia Albers, professional physicist and, wait, what was that again?
Planet X research and professional physicist.
Oh, what's a Planet X when it's at home? Oh, right. I see you misspoke there. You're a Planet X researcher and professional giant freaking nutcase, because Planet X, aka Nibiru, is absolute unscientific claptrap. This is going to be a good one, eh?
And today I'd like to bring to you another one of my articles. This one's entitled...
Of course, articles. Not papers, not research, not, anything even approaching what one would do in order to justifiably call themselves a scientist. It's articles. Second only to books containing nothing but gibberish as the most scientific way to do science in the ever. Good job. I'm sure it's going to be awesome. And no, I haven't looked at the title yet. Why do you ask?
The sun is gone, the sky is a simulation.
Oh, I mean, at least your fake space planet is dark, so is space, so there's some logical follow-through as to why no one can see it. But the sky is right there, and so is the sun. You can see them and test them and do things with results that point very much to them being real things that real. Holy shit, this is something else.
Now, as I have shown in many previous articles, the sun is no longer shining and has been replaced by sun simulators.
I bet you fucking haven't. In fact, I would bet real money that what you have done is taken the assumption that the sun is not there and then scraped and scratched together a bunch of shit that isn't even remotely evidence for that idea and then presented it as rock solid proof TM without even the most basic of actual justifications. And certainly none of that pesky real science that I can only assume you don't actually value, otherwise you wouldn't have done or said any of this crazy shit.
And you may look at Article 691 entitled "The Sun is No Longer Shining, Irrefutable Evidence."
Well, I'm sure I could if it wasn't something that I apparently had to pay actual money for. Money that, mind you, could be used to obtain actually useful whiskey instead of just being uncomfortable toilet paper covered in nonsense. And isn't that funny how basically every scientist doing real work, if you email them asking for a copy of their paper, they will almost certainly send it to you, because they just want the knowledge to be out there. But nearly everything you do for your science is about making bank. It's almost like there's some form of ulterior motive other than actually letting people know the real truth. And even these videos are just a way to funnel people towards that end.
I have also shown that it is impossible for it to be behind the shield.
Well, there is that. I completely agree with you that it is in fact impossible for the sun to be behind a shield, because what's the f*** are you talking about shield? I don't think I even want to know. Is it like the firmament or some sci-fi shit? I have no idea, apart from the fact that there definitely isn't a shield anywhere near the freaking sun of any goddamn description.
And you may look at Article 711 entitled "The Sun Has Gone Dark, or Is It Behind a Shield?" for more details.
No thanks. I think one bit of total insanity at a time is enough. Also, I can't find it. But what's the betting it's yet another paywalled piece of shit? No wonder you were shouting out all your previous work so hard at the beginning of this video. It's all good for me though. I could always use more stupid for the list.
So if the sun is not in the sky, how can we have a blue sky during the day?
I know this one. We can't, because that's not how fucking anything works, you mad bastard. But okay, astonish me with your mighty wisdom as to how the thing that when you are on a portion of the planet with the sun facing towards it, its light scatters because of all the gases and particles in the atmosphere, with blue wavelengths being the most prevalent because of the shorter wavelength. But that's not true because reasons, please do tell.
In this article, I am going to demonstrate using the available evidence that the real sun has gone dark, and what we are seeing as the sky is a simulation.
I know it's the title, but me, if that's not just so bafflingly stupid, I basically had to forget to protect myself. What in the actual piss-drenched mother of Christ is that nonsensical bullshit? How the hell could the sky be a simulation? Like, no, seriously, the sky is really, really fucking big. Like, unbelievably massive. In what universe do human beings have the power and or technology to simulate a fucking skybox in real life, in real time, and nobody has used it to play Doom? It is a scientific fact that eventually everything in the universe with a screen has to be used to play Doom.
And we start with these two photographs. These come from web cameras in Montreux, Switzerland.
Well, would you look at that. Extremely blurry photos shot on webcams, which are generally considered to be kind of bad as photo cameras as it is, but likely not even something that fancy, since these are probably stills taken from footage streamed over the internet and thus compressed to all shit. So many layers of something that isn't close to being capable of representing reality particularly accurately, being used as evidence for something fucking stupid. Who would have thought it possible? Me, obviously. Have you seen my channel?
From 14 January 2018 at 10 and 8:20 a.m. They have been slightly brightened.
Oh, well, isn't that just fantastic? They've been brightened, aka digitally altered to be even less reflective of what they likely look like. That's just amazing. Also, I love the time and dates. I don't know if that's just an attempt to seem more legitimate and having any data whatsoever-y, or if it's just that she's doing it out of a genuine attempt to actually a science. But honestly, I approve. The flat earthers could learn a lot from her. It would almost certainly be the entirely wrong lesson that made them even less scientific, but whatever.
And they come from a YouTube video by GFP from 31 January 2018.
Let me guess, they were re-uploaded to YouTube, adding just another layer of delicious jank to the already extremely rickety cake that is these shots. Seriously, I wish we could learn these people what artifacting is, and why it doesn't mean that their cameras are magic, but are in fact just a bit shit. Or they have no idea how to use them, usually both.
Now if you look at these photographs, you can see the time there, 10, and here it's actually, this is the 8:21.
And of course we have to take your word for that, and or the person or persons who posted them. And I'm not saying she isn't being truthful or accurate or whatever, but well, let's just say I wouldn't trust her to give me accurate information at all, even if she were trying to. Hell, the trying part is probably what makes it all so wrong.
And as you can see, these two, well, I'm not sure, maybe this is the 8 o'clock one now that I have there.
See? She doesn't even know what she's looking at, and she wrote the fucking thing. Christ. What's great about that is I'm writing this on the fly, and I just said the last bit as a sort of vaguely amusing observation about the chronically conspiratorial, and there they go being so predictably lacking in self-awareness. It's almost charming in an incredibly infuriating way.
But these two photographs, you can see the sky. Looks like there's a shooting star there, or a meteor.
Shooting star between 10 and 8:20 something. That's got to be the slowest shooting star in the recorded history of ever. Are you sure it's not just a star that's in a different place because you know time progresses? I have no idea. I'm just going off what she's giving me, and I am stumped. Mostly on how the hell this proves the sky is a simulation, and not just that you are completely incompetent.
The meteor appears in both images. These stars here are in exactly the same position.
Okay, I guess. I mean, honestly, they look very similar to me, but that's mostly because, as I have been saying this whole time, it looks like total crap-covered garbage with a side order of terrible. Man, imagine how far we would have come if crap photography was a capital offence, as it should be.
2 stars there, 2 stars there, 1, 2, 2 stars there.
Really glad to see you putting that PhD to work with all this extremely enlightening counting you are doing. Only a person of the highest possible education level can pull off a remarkable feat like that. And I'll tell you that for free. She wouldn't. She would definitely charge you $8.99 without shipping or the mandatory free whiskey. Damn it.
2 stars there, a star there, a star there. And if you look without looking very carefully, it looks like...
Oof, the irony there. If you look without looking carefully, you might just think that this is somehow demonstrating that the sky is a fucking simulation, maybe? Or perhaps what she means by looking carefully is looking for imperfections that always 100% prove whatever you already decided was true. Because why let the evidence speak for itself when you can just say what it definitely says before you even look at the stuff? Because science.
They are exactly the same, but they're not actually exactly the same. You can see that the cloud here and the cloud there are different.
Are you telling me that 2 images taken ostensibly at different times, at least according to you, are different and have differences in them? Well, I'm not sure what sort of half-assed cockamamie reality you live in, but my reality is effectively unchanging, apart from the occasional stupid bullshit that I find funny happening.
The cloud here is thicker than it is there. And there's this blob of red there, which is not there.
Okay, so what? Seriously, what is that supposed to show about anything? That time progresses and the world state changes with it. Okay, welcome to being like a freaking toddler. Seriously, very young children understand that things change over time, even when they aren't looking at them. Although, to be fair, I'm not sure you've even mastered object permanence yet, so I imagine this might be a little bit beyond you.
But...
But... Look, I never said I wasn't a toddler too.
Also, we have stars in this image. There's the star here, which does not appear in that one.
Do I have to say it again? Okay, these extremely low-res, compressed as fuck, digitally altered photographs do not capture everything in front of them. One of the reasons why one wouldn't use something like this to do some hard science is because of how inaccurate the equipment can be. You spotting a missing star, assuming you're even right about that, does not mean it's not actually there. And even if, somehow, whatever the thing that is there is only in one picture and not the other, disappearing stars is not the only conclusion one should be jumping to, or at all. Again, the camera didn't pick it up. The cloud was too thick. It wasn't a star and just a plane or a satellite or some shit. There's so many explanations that could go there that don't need literally impossible shit to happen in order for them to be true. Jesus Christ.
And here we have 2 stars, one above the other. The other one's not there. So clearly, these are not the same images.
Well, thanks a bunch, Sherlock fucking dumbass. Yes, 2 images taken from 2 moments in time are different. Assuming we believe what you have to say, that's the bare minimum assumption. We should be able to make for ourselves that in fact the 2 different images are different images. See, no wonder this is a viable business model for you. Clearly, your audience is so stupid that you have to explain that to them. They will buy literally fucking anything you sell them, won't they?
But yet the stars that are visible in both images are in exactly the same position, including the shooting star.
Again, according to the things that you said, the shooting star should not be in both images, which does not lead me to believe that, oh my god, glitch in the matrix TM, but that in all probability, you are wrong about something, possibly everything. I mean, if she told me that this was a picture of a dog, I would have to seriously examine it before believing her so.
It is impossible for 2 images that clearly were taken 2 hours apart, since they're not the same, to have the sky and the stars in the sky in the same position.
Oh, right, so that's your angle. Okay, yeah, as I understand it, that's true. In fact, even a few minutes apart, there should be some perceptible difference. But you said it yourself. Some of the stars are missing, so those aren't the same pictures. They are merely similar, enough that some things look like they are in the same place more than likely. I mean, did you measure them? Mrs. definitely doing a science? I'll bet no. Worst part is, I actually tracked down the camera they're using, and it looks like that day got most of its images corrupted or something. I don't know. So I can't make the comparison myself, which is just fucking great. And you know the immediate response of dickheads is going to be, well, that's because they're covering their tracks. But why would they allow this shit at all, you fucking numpty, if it's something that they want to hide? Just shut it all down. Since you losers obviously have so much free time on your hands that you spend forever sieving through pictures of nothing looking for something that looks ever so slightly out of place. Christ. Sorry, that was a bit mean, but seriously, I had to spend ages trying to find the fucking thing, and it's just broken, so why do I even bother?
It is impossible. And what this shows is that the sky here is a simulation.
No, it doesn't. Seriously, how is that ever the conclusion you should run to? Of all the things, the photos are merely similar. I mean, you said yourself, in lots of ways, not the same. The picture could be some sort of duplicate due to error. That you are just too stupid to get the right sources because you don't know how to use the website. No, none of those. The sky is some giant insane simulation of a night sky being projected around the planet by fucking, I don't know, the European Space Agency because they don't have anything better to do. And it keeps them in a job because space is their whole thing. But then how has no one but idiots noticed this bizarre phenomenon? Somehow, when considering the stargazers that humans are, it all seems pretty fucking unlikely to me.
The stars in the sky are a simulation. That is the only way that stars can stay in the same position.
Even if we grant you that they're in the same position, how is that the only way? I mean, if we're going to just invent magical, insane explanations for things, the only way stars can be in the same position is if someone accidentally left Earth's handbrake on. Or Van Gogh had to go for a smoke break and didn't think anyone would notice. Or millions of other stupid things that it could be if we're just going to ignore the rules of physics and fucking rationality.
Over a time difference of 2 hours, 8 o'clock.
And that leads me to my final point. Okay then, if it's a freeze that happened over 2 hours, why aren't you showing every 10-minute increment in between that the website clearly shows? I mean, even if it's a bit cloudy, surely we would see some of the stars not moving from point to point. But you don't. You just have these two kind of similar images and no others. You know why you did that? Because the others didn't look the same. And you know that this is all bullshit and the people who believe you are too fucking stupid to notice. And then hopefully you can sell another one of your books. Because you're a goddamned charlatan. That or a fucking idiot.
Wait, before you go, I have something super important to tell you. It's life or death. It will change everything forever. Nope, wait, it's gone. Oh well, probably wasn't important. But while I have you, don't forget to comment, subscribe and notify. And if you want more of my smexy voice, check out Mrs. Six's channel Spoonstaff Stories, where I narrate and voice all the videos. And she does the work. And if you want to support the channel, check out the merch store for cool t-shirts, or check out Patreon, memberships and PayPal to support directly. Finally, follow me on the medias of social to get completely pointless guff and to keep up on the latest releases. Oh, I just remembered what I was going to tell you. Whatever you do, don't touch the